Hey guys, Spyro here from the Ladies of Spectrum, Damn Son, and Level Up. Also at Spyro the Glover on Instagram. I've been asked by some of my Instagram followers about tutorials, and one of the biggest ones that's come up is a whip tutorial, especially like beginning whip tutorial. I know a lot of beginners really want to learn whips because they look cool. They're one of the, major light show elements per se. I think whips are really great. I really like to use them, especially on tempo changes or drop sections of songs. I think they're really good for breaking up more like blocks of technical moves for me personally. So this video is just going to be about beginner forward whips, reverse whips, some tips and tricks how to make your whips look cleaner, and maybe just, some little fun things to do with your whips without getting, too in depth or too complex with it. So starting off, I guess you should probably learn a forward whip first. So a forward whip is really easy. You're going to start with your palm up, and basically whips are just kind of like throwing your finger rolls is the way I like to think of it. So your basic whip is just going to kind of come forward with your palm up, and then from starting with your pointer finger, you're just going to, open that hand really wide. You can either keep your thumb out and then whip around and curl around your thumb, or you can actually keep your thumbs tucked. I see a lot of people doing, and just curl around your thumb that way. It doesn't really matter. I guess sometimes I like to keep my thumbs open at first to make my whips look bigger because I have tiny hands, and then curl my thumb in. So again, forward whip really slow. It looks kind of awkward slow, but just so you can see it, is just open the hand, curl around. That's it. And when you're actually doing the practice, you really want to flick your wrists. So it's a whip. So whip. Some tips to making your whips look clean is to, of course, stretch, because you really want to keep your palms like as flat and as perpendicular with the floor as you can, because it just really opens up the whip. Like that compared to this is really gonna give you a bigger trail to follow. Another thing is you always want to kind of turn your shoulder with it, because if you're just keeping your shoulder straight, you're only going to get to there. But if you turn, you're going to get all the way to there. And another thing to really help is, you'll see me a lot doing it, is to lift your elbows. Like when I'm whipping, my elbows go flying. So your forward whip's going to come out. When you go to twist your shoulder, also lift your elbow up, and look at how much more of a range of motion you get from this all the way to there. It makes a huge difference, trust me. And yeah, again, to keep your palms flat, you just really want to stretch these tendons here. You can use anything. You can use your hands, or just really stretch them out. Which stretching is important for really any aspect of gloving. King tuts, anything. Really get those wrists, loose. So after the forward whip, the next one to learn would be the reverse whip, which is just forward whip, but backwards. So what you're going to do is, instead of going pointer finger to pinky, you're going to go pinky to pointer finger and start with your palm down. So palm down, you're just going to whip like that. You'll see me pull back on my whips. That's just out of force of habit from when I do my light shows. I like to really, come out and throw and pull back. I think it makes them look a lot more intense and gives a lot better, depth of motion. So again, the reverse whip is just open up real wide, pinky first, curl around, forward, backward. From that you can, really play around with throwing forward, backward, things like that, combinations. forward whips, backward whips. Whip placement is really everything. When you start doing, you know, double whips, if you have your hands placed here and you're whipping, it's going to look a lot different than if your hands are placed, you know, close together and you're whipping. Looks completely different. Another really fun thing I like to do is, say I'm throwing forward whips kind of like in a tunnel formation. I'll throw, say, a forward whip, and as this one's opening, I'll take this hand and I'll really pull back on it. Either pull back, swing to the side, pull up, or just straight pull back. And then as this one comes around to close, I come up and under like that. And it looks really cool. Quicker would be like that. It's a really popular thing to do, or with the swing out. I just think it looks really neat. Or you can actually do whips on top of each other where you break off your arm. So you don't actually break it off, but you know what I mean. You would whip out, and then as the other one's whipping behind, you actually kind of grasp your hand there, back, other way around. It's more of a tunnel than a whip, but you get the picture. So really that's it for basic whip breakdown. One really good tip for making your whips look really nice and clean, besides the elbows and pulling back on the wrist, is to try and whip against a flat surface, say like a wall. And what you're going to want to do is face the wall at arm's length. So when you go to throw your whip, it really forces you to pull back on that and open your hand up so you don't hit the wall. That'll really help clean them up. And yeah, stretching. That's about it. So I guess that pretty much concludes the end of beginner whip tutorial by me. If you guys have any questions, feel free to message me either on Facebook, on here, or on my Instagram, Spyro the Glover. Or if there's anything else you want help with, feel free to ask. And thank you. Have a good night.